Craving the coffee flavor you love, but without the caffeine? Kachava's got you covered with their newest coffee flavor. This all-in-one nutrition shake delivers bold, authentic flavor crafted from premium decaffeinated Brazilian beans. Quality nutrition shouldn't be complicated. Just 2 scoops of Kachava's all-in-one nutrition shake, and you've got 25 grams of protein, 6 grams of fiber, greens, and so much more. Whether you're craving that coffee taste to kickstart your morning ritual, or as a nutrient-packed reward to round out your afternoon, Kachava keeps you fueled and satisfied wherever your day takes you. Plus, it actually tastes delicious. No fillers, no nonsense. Just the good stuff your body craves. And for the times you feel like switching it up, you've got 7 flavors to choose from, all with the highest quality ingredients. Treat yourself to the flavor and nutrition your body craves. Go to Kachava.com and use code FITNESS. New customers get 15% off their first order. That's KACHAVA.com, code FITNESS.
We have the tech to get food delivered in 15 minutes, but we all have horror stories about buying tickets. The Game Time app gives fans the advantage. Get amazing tickets in just a few taps. Fees are included, so what you see is what you pay. And the Game Time guarantee means authentic tickets at the best price every time. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets to concerts, sports, comedy, and more with Game Time. Download the Game Time app and create an account for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply.
Always follow the money. That's what I always say. You always follow the money. Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Paulie Howard on VSiN.
Thanks for watching, as always, on YouTube TV. Now you can watch us with the multi-view option, listening on Sirius XM channel 158, iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, or any of our great affiliates across the country. More NBA here as we go out to the Progressive Guest Line. Matt Moore does a great job with the Sport Action Network, and also on X at HP Basketball. Matt, thanks for a couple of minutes today. How are you?
Doing well, man. How are you?
Doing really well.
Good,
and the construction around the best player in the NBA for several years running, Nikola Jokic, has always been a question mark, and we're starting to see that now in real time. What can the team do this offseason to maybe patch together and put together a real contender?
Yeah, man, look, I think it's going to take major change. I just think that you have to kind of come to grips with the fact that there's things that are different from 2023. Most notably, Jamal Murray is a lot worse defensively. Jokic is a lot worse defensively. And that combo means that you can't really keep them together. So with Jamal Murray's playoff struggles, even after an all-NBA year where he was so good, he was great in the locker room, he was a leader for this team, he did everything he needed to. If you're going to keep Nikola Jokic, I think you have to be open to the idea of trading Jamal Murray, that you move him for a point guard that doesn't need the ball, that can shoot, that can set the floor, that can handle, but can also probably defend a little bit better. I think that's probably going to have to be on the table. Aaron Gordon is the other question, unable to play in the last 2 postseasons because of his soft tissue injuries. There's concern about those repeatedly coming up and causing him problems and making it to where he's unavailable. He's so valuable and he's so beloved in Denver, but if he's not available, this is kind of where it gets tough, is like you have to make really ruthless decisions about how to build this team if you're going to rebuild around Jokic. And like a lot of this is going to have to start with Jokic. It's like Jokic has to bring a better attitude and a better approach, because I thought the entire year, really the last 2 years, he's moped and he's been moody. And then in these playoffs, I really felt like he put them in that hole. Jamal Murray was terrible in Game 6, but he led them in Games 1 and that big lead in Game 2 before they collapsed. Jokic didn't bring it. So they're going to have to figure out a way to get Jokic re-engaged at the level that he needs to be going into the back half of his career.
He had a great line after the game. If this was Serbia, we all be fired. Will there be a coaching change?
People close to the team were really reluctant about that. They were pretty adamant that wasn't going to happen closer to Game 5. But in my experience, having covered the team for as long as I have, 14 years now, what generally tends to happen is there's one sense in the building, and then there's another one when Stan Kroenke, the owner, walks in and says, my money is not being used effectively here. I am paying for something I did not pay for. I think that there is a very good chance that Adelman is gone by Monday. I do think there's a lot of confidence internally. Both Jokic and Murray spoke up for him after Game 6 and defended him, said it wasn't on him. But I do think that you have some issues in terms of how much the team was prepared and how intense the team was. They wanted a cooler head after Michael Malone. That's why all the players wanted David Adelman. But I do think that going forward, they might need a stronger voice in the locker room.
Okay, so how about the team that beat them last night? A team that's been in the Western Conference Finals back-to-back years without, a bunch of guys, in doing so last night in a Game 6. at home. Now they get the San Antonio Spurs. Paulie and I both think that number, the series price, was absolutely bananas. The market agreed. They bet it down a little bit. But also game one's like 14. Your thoughts over there on both of that, the series price and game one, Matt?
Yeah, I mean, look, the idea is pretty simple here about Anthony Edwards being, that valuable to the spread. And I get it, along with Dante DiVincenzo. And you don't know if Ayo Dosunmu is going to be back from that calf tightness. I would expect Ayo to play in game one, given that they've got the time off now, giving him about 5 days off. I think that the number is off. I would make it closer to 10. I do think that the Spurs are going to be heavy favorites. But look, I like the way that this Wolves team matches up with the size and the physicality. Victor Wembanyama does not like that yet. He is too young and too light. And so if you're able to really bring physicality on him, he gets a little uncomfortable. And when Wembanyama gets uncomfortable, now you got the guards trying to make up for it. Stephon Castle has had a phenomenal season, but the shooting performance in that Blazers series, a little shaky. The plus-minus, a little shaky. I think there's an opportunity here for the Wolves to be able to steal one of the first two, setting them up for a potential Anthony Edwards return in game 3 or 4. I do think the series is going to go over 5 games and get to game 6 at least.
Okay, that's a strong comment. You also, the last time you were on, had a strong opinion that Toronto would beat Cleveland. They had it in game 5 and blew a double-digit lead on the road. You lose Ingram. Barnes had the quad issue in that game and only had 3 points in the second half. Cleveland's up to 4.5 tonight with Ingram out. Can Toronto force a game 7?
No, I'm on Cleveland in this one. So the problem is that Brandon Ingram wasn't good in this series, was never good, and I don't think that he's necessarily like a key playoff player. However, the Cavs still had to account for him. So they had to commit defensive resources to stopping Ingram. He was number 1 on their scouting report. He has to be as a primary scorer. Without Ingram, now they're able to shift those defensive resources around and be able to compete and build different mechanisms to slow down R.J. Barrett and a limited Barnes. And so now the Raptors offense, which wasn't good to start with, is up against it even more. I think this Cavs team probably has got enough to get by tonight. I think they probably win it and go ahead and advance to the next round. But, man, they were close. Plus 2.5 cash. Unfortunately, the escalators for me aren't going to get there.
Mm-hmm. Good answer. Will we see history with the Rockets? Will they come back down 0-3?
I don't think so. I think the Lakers are getting it done tonight. I think that last game was mostly a product of Austin Reeves coming back and them being uncomfortable trying to figure that out. So then what's interesting in this series is that the shot quality for the Lakers has gotten better while their shot performance has gotten worse. So they were overperforming in terms of shooting early. Now they're starting to underperform. I think that things probably stabilize tonight. I don't trust the Rockets to win 3 in a row. I don't trust the Rockets in this spot. I think the Lakers probably find a way to get this one done.
Who wins the East now?
Oof, good question. I have said that New York, I think, is undervalued in the market pretty consistently. I think they still continue to be undervalued. Boston is a lot shakier from a playoff perspective than they were the last 2 seasons, and really 3, maybe if you go back all the way to 23. They're good, but they're not as rock solid as they were in those other years with different types of roster builds. So I think there's a real capacity here for the Knicks to be able to catch them if they advance past the Sixers. And if the Sixers get past them, I think the Knicks are in a great position. Sixers are interesting, though, in that Knicks matchup. Like, I kind of like the Sixers better versus the Knicks than I do the Celtics.
Yes.
I'm leaning real heavily here towards the Knicks, though, to actually come out of the Eastern Conference. I think they're in the highest of any of these teams remaining.
Okay. Yeah, well, I totally agree with that comment. And by the way, are you a little bit afraid here that as soon as Philadelphia won last night, all you heard is that, people making the case and then reports come out from different sports books, the public is all over Philadelphia in this game?
Yeah, I mean, look, I think it makes sense because it's just like, oh, look what's happened and how bad they've been in the last 2 games.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, so much of it is just, look, Boston is always going to be subject to shot variance more than the average team. And what's kind of unfortunate is that they've kind of gotten away from that and been a little bit more balanced this season, but they started to move away from that again with Jason Tatum, which I think is concerning. I think it's going to catch them eventually, but the history of the Philadelphia 76ers says things are not going to go right here. Yeah. And in reality, the Celtics usually bounce back. They didn't in Game 6. I expect them to get it done in Game 7.
Okay. And then Paulie has been all over the Magic in this series against Detroit. All over them. Are you surprised about the point spread in this game?
No, I just don't know how you can really flip the power rating enough to adjust it. I don't know how you can get there with Franz Wagner out. I just don't know how you can kind of move that line enough to get it to where it would be more reflective of what we've seen in the series, which is that the Magic have really been the aggressor and had the edge. I do think Detroit started to get off the mat, though. I think if you look in the last game and how they were able to perform, they got Jalen Duren going a little bit. They got the offensive rebounding that they need. Those little edges, I think, are huge for Detroit because Orlando still has a very low ceiling. They can't play any better than they played in game one of the series when they stole that game one. And if that doesn't happen, I think that there's probably a really good opportunity for the Pistons to actually I've already wrapped this up. I think Detroit is actually going to stabilize themselves and get out of this series. I'm very chalk with where things are right now, or at least pre-series chalk, based off of how things have kind of unfolded in these series.
Very good. You can follow Matt on X at HP Basketball. Does a great job covering the NBA, betting on the NBA. Action Network. Thanks, Matt. Enjoy the games tonight and this weekend.
Anytime, guys. Take care.
Good job.
He was on the Progressive guest line.
It's astonishing to look at that the Knicks might be the best seed left standing going into the second round.
Well, I think they're the best team standing.
I mean, that's you got the 2 seed on the ropes, the 1 seed on the ropes, and the Cavs might have home court in the next round. And the other thing, what he's talking about with the history, the Sixers haven't beat the Celtics in a playoff series since '82, and they're 0-18 all time, down 3-1. Tickets that can cash tonight or this weekend. Down 2+ games and win the series. Houston plus 750, Toronto 11-1, Sixers and Pistons 12-1. Tickets that can cash tonight. Undefeated at home in the series, much like Minnesota pulled off. Toronto plus 650, Orlando 6-1. Win a series without ever leading. Raptors have to win in 7, 14-1. Rockets in 7, 12-1. Sixers win tomorrow, 14-1. Pistons in 7, 16-1. All that's still out there. This is madness.
Yeah, it can all come in.
Yeah. And the Wolves got there already. So he was great on social media last night, and he's big with the Nuggets about just using the word embarrassing over and over and over again. And it is.
Well,
I mean, the big changes that are coming. But the other thing, you look it up. You know, Kroenke owns Arsenal, the Colorado Avalanche, the Denver Nuggets, and the LA Rams. He doesn't want to put all this money in to help out Joker. And the one thing that they did decide to do was give Brown that extension, which kicks in, next year? It's just $125 million, and they didn't even see him out there.
So what do you think was embarrassing about last night?
They have only 8 players, and they're missing their star player. And then right before the game, Desumu's out, and you got beat by McDaniels and Shannon.
Well,
and Shannon has been known for he can score, but can't get on the floor because he can't guard anybody. And how bad Murray was like minus 20 in the game.
The most embarrassing part about last night was the construction of the team.
Yeah.
Because, again, if you compare the two teams, it's like the talent, Joker's Joker, right? We all understand that. The rest of the team, Denver is not close to Minnesota. Not close. And they're without Edwards, DiVincenzo, and Ayo.
You can't lose that series. All those guys they have out.
They can. Minnesota's better. It's Joker and nobody. That's the point. That's how it's embarrassing for the team.
Now, the Gordon loss was enormous, though.
This stat on the Golden Knights will blow your doors off coming up next here on VSiN.
So you're listening to this podcast because you want an edge. But what if I told you you're only halfway there? You've got the mindset. Now it's time to get the toolkit to match. Here's the thing. Pro bettors spend thousands on data and tools, but what they don't want you to know is you can get the same edge for a fraction of the cost with VSiN Pro. With VSiN Pro, you get access to expert picks, public betting data, prop projections, powerful tools, analytics, and more. Tap the link in the description and see why thousands of bettors are already using VSiN Pro to cash more bets.
Craving the coffee flavor you love, but without the caffeine? Kachava's got you covered with their newest coffee flavor. This all-in-one nutrition shake delivers bold, authentic flavor crafted from premium decaffeinated Brazilian beans. Quality nutrition shouldn't be complicated. Just 2 scoops of Kachava's all-in-one nutrition shake, and you've got 25 grams of protein, 6 grams of fiber, greens, and so much more. Whether you're craving that coffee taste to kickstart your morning ritual, or as a nutrient-packed reward to round out your afternoon, Kachava keeps you fueled and satisfied wherever your day takes you. Plus, it actually tastes delicious. No fillers, no nonsense. Just the good stuff your body craves. And for the times you feel like switching it up, you've got 7 flavors to choose from, all with the highest quality ingredients. Treat yourself to the flavor and nutrition your body craves. Go to Kachava.com and use code FITNESS. New customers get 15% off their first order. That's KACHAVA.com, code FITNESS.
We have the tech to get food delivered in 15 minutes, but we all have horror stories about buying tickets. The Game Time app gives fans the advantage. Get amazing tickets in just a few taps. Fees are included, so what you see is what you pay. And the Game Time guarantee means authentic tickets at the best price every time. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets to concerts, sports, comedy, and more with Game Time. Download the Game Time app and create an account for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Coming up in 15 minutes, you're going to hear an all-time great Kentucky Derby story. Tonight's awesome. I got to tell you, April is so underrated overall. Every night, Paul, with these playoff games.
Yeah, and the fact that you could have 6 Game 7s on Sunday.
Yes, thank you.
Absolutely. So Eddie O doesn't know where he's going, and he thinks he might be out here for Game 7. And you have to like Utah's chances, but what you teased, and this is nuts. In NHL history, there have been 29 instances of a team trailing in the third period of the first 5 games of a playoff series. Of those 29, 28 were behind in the series or had already lost after 5 games. Vegas leads 3-2, can close it out tonight. Doesn't make any sense. But Utah continues to spit this up. And every game they've led in the third period, and they led with less than a minute left in the last game and losing double overtime, and they led with less than 10 minutes left in the prior game and lost in overtime. And not only are they 1 of 13 on the power play, they've allowed 2 shorthanded goals. So the lack of playoff experience is rearing its ugly head. And Vegas, to their credit, most goals in the third period in the regular season and allowed the second fewest. So it's a great in-play opportunity if it happens again. I like over 5.5, but I think Utah sends this to 7. I think they're going to get it done, and they have to know that they feel that they're the better team. They just got a lot of things to clean up and fix in the third period.
That's very true.
And a power play.
I thought of another maybe potentially really fun sweat tonight, like I talked about yesterday on the show. I'm like, this is going to be excruciating to put your own like money through this and your own like emotional well-being through it. But how about Nikola Jokic had even money to not have a triple-double? Yeah. He had 28, 10, and 9 last night. But you had to sweat that thing out for an entire 2.5 hours last night, and he didn't get there.
Yep.
Now, I'll give you one tonight. How about a grand total of 0 goals scored in all 3 games in the first period? You bet no goals across the board.
I think there'll be fireworks in the Utah game.
In the first period or later?
Yeah. I think that could happen. That could be 2-1. I'm not saying it's the Edmonton-Anaheim series, but that could be 2-1. You know, and also I know the power plays, with the exception of Dallas, Edmonton, and Anaheim, were lousy, but they're calling an obscene amount of penalties.
Let me get the start times here.
4, 4:30, 6 or 7.
Yeah, so, okay, I don't think it's, oh boy, I got to go up against Buffalo as well, although the game total is 5.5. So if you put that in all 3 games and the first 2 happen to get there, well, you have 2 hours to do something about that, right? And now again,
well, Montreal, Tampa's been, every game's been 3-2 going back.
I want to see what that, yeah, you're right. I want to see what that would pay. Every game tonight, 0 goals scored in the first period.
3-2's 14-1. It's happened 4 games in a row.
Play it both ways.
You do that as well. Yes.
I wouldn't be surprised if we have like all 3 games in overtime tonight. How about a 3-team overtime parlay? All overtime.
First 3 went to OT, Tampa, Montreal.
Uh-huh.
So it's also the timing of what happened last night, too. Do you blow it up in Denver? Joker says he wants to stay forever. But we might just have to face reality that's OKC and San Antonio for the next 8 years. The other thing is, do you blow it up in Edmonton? What do you do now? What happens to McDavid? And what happens if the Celtics lose tomorrow night? I think you have to make a big move in Boston, too.
I think the loser of that game has to do something.
Yeah. Could see that. But certainly, it's going to be hard, though, because I think Embiid and George are the 2 worst contracts in the sport. Embiid only gives you 40 games a year.
Well, we're looking at Christian Braun, though, too, last year. That kicks in next year.
Okay, yeah.
That's 5 for 125.
Yeah.
I would say with McDavid, at this point, sorry, I mean, this stinks. What's the point of running it back? your team's not getting any better.
No.
And you would get an absolute haul for him in return.
Yeah. Again, I respect the guy. I'm not calling him out. Greg Wyshynski picked Edmonton in a sweep. They opened $2. They got up to $2.40. Anaheim came limping in, losers of 8 of their last 9. And Edmonton comes from behind to win game 1, and they still lose the series in 6. And they allow them to go 50% on the power play for the series. And the goaltending got much worse. Maybe the Skinner trade wasn't a good thing. Who knows? But to be that close, losing 7, losing 6 in the Stanley Cup back-to-back years. 4 straight years you lost to the team that won it all, and now you can't even get out of the first round. So, also, speaking of hockey, you mentioned this yesterday, and I said it back in the day when Doug West played for the Timberwolves, he would have a Heineken on each hole and get after it. You said a lot of guys do that, including Humans, and you brought up the Jeremy Roenick.
I didn't throw out Humans' name.
but Humans can drop 20 beers like it's nothing.
Well, of course he can, yeah.
So can our guy Cole. When we're at the pool here, he had 20 Coors Light. Didn't even feel the effects of it. Yeah. So you've mentioned this, and we looked it up, and we said this is crazy. So this is Jeremy Roenick back in the day when he was playing with the Blackhawks and friends with Michael Jordan when they went out to golf, and that they're getting after it. And Jordan had a game that night. This is on the Score in Chicago.
Did you gamble with Jordan on the course?
So I got a good story. I don't know if I should tell it on the radio, but screw it.
No one listens to our
I'll
show,
tell
JR.
it. Yeah, right. Back in the 90s when the Bulls were on fire, this was like end of the season for us, end of the season for them. I get a call from Michael. Meet me at Sunset Ridge. Early, we're going to go play 18 holes. We didn't have a game. We actually had a day off. So I meet him at Sunset Ridge. Big old Greg Kunkel, who's one of the best people in golf here in Chicago. I got to mention Greg at Sunset Ridge. So we played around, beat him for a couple thousand, and I'm getting ready to leave. Now, Bulls are playing that night. They play Cleveland that night. So I'm thinking he's leaving. It's 10 o'clock. He's like, no, let's go play again. So he goes and we fill up a bag full of ice and Coors Light, and we walk again. we roll around another 18, and I take him for another couple. And yeah, and now we've been drinking all afternoon. Now he's going from Sunset Ridge to the stadium to play a game. And I'm like messing around. I'm like, I'm gonna call my bookie, and all the money that you just lost to me, I'm putting on Cleveland tonight. He goes, I'll tell you what. He goes, I'll bet you that we win by 20 points and I have more than 40. I'm like, done. Son of a gun goes out, scores 52, and they win by 26 or something after 18 holes of golf. And
36 holes of golf.
36 holes of golf and having like maybe 10 Bud Lights.
Stop.
The man, Michael Jordan, to me, is probably the best athlete that I've ever seen, that I've ever been around and watched play, and the way he presented himself and played the game. And I mean, just amazing.
What year was that?
That would have been 92.
92. So early Jordan.
92, 93. Yeah, 92, 93, maybe 90. Yeah.
So,
92 to 93.
God.
Amazing, right?
That is an amazing story.
He gets 52 points. They win by 26.
With 10 beers and 36 holes in them.
Hey, listen, after the first half, I'm like, my money was gone.
I'm glad you brought that up.
I thought he told it on The Last Dance.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
No.
All right.
No. Well, whether or not it was bad pizza or tequila, whatever, the flu game, I mean, that's another performance that sticks out. So that guy could accomplish anything on a basketball court.
Right. And you want to tell me LeBron James is better?
No, never.
Okay.
Yeah, no kidding. How good is that story? That's
it's an all-time.
Yeah.
That's as good as it gets.
Right.
He's watching it right in front of him. We're golfing. You're slamming down the alcohol. You got to play a game tonight. First of all, like, what is Roenick thinking on the inside? Like, this guy's an animal. He's going to play. And
he is an animal.
And then he's talking trash like Jaden McDaniels, but he's drinking. I'm going to score 40. We're going to win by 20.
It's also, he's at the point where he's so good and dominates the game that he's like, well, how can I make it more interesting?
Yes.
How can I really make this challenging?
It's
like the Kobe story when he was in high school, when Phil Jackson said he would sabotage his games so he could be the hero at the end.
Yeah.
He would keep it close on purpose so we could have the game winner. But it's like, Jordan's like, okay, what can I do? Okay. I'll go play 36, have a 12-pack, and then see if I can still score 40. And then I'll bet Rodick that I can.
On top of it, I'm going to bet him as well.
Yeah. Never went to 7 in the finals. Never even went to 7. And all those Hall of Famers who couldn't get a ring, MJ. I think still would have won 8 in a row if he didn't retire.
Oh, and by the way,
nothing better than Jordan.
Yeah, it must be said that comparing and always talking about like Joker and how Denver's getting it wrong. Same thing with Giannis and how Milwaukee's getting it wrong. Look at the roster construction in Chicago and the team that they put around him. That was an excellent team. Rodman was an awesome defender and the best rebounder in basketball. Pippen was elite. Kerr, the best shooter back then in basketball. Kukoc, the best sixth man. Jackson was the best coach.
Yeah. But it's all time bad to say, okay, that's it. We're not going to run it back.
Yeah.
We're going to dismantle it. What Krause and Reinsdorf did.
Let
him defend the title.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I know it.
I've seen enough of Michael Jordan. That's it. Imagine you say that in Chicago.
I found that 3-leg parlay, by the way, tonight.
Yeah.
So you can look under correct score of the first period. To get nothing in all 3 games, it pays higher than 107 to 1. That's worth pizza money.
Okay.
Up next.
0-0 Boston Buffalo. I'm down.
Okay. Member of the FTM Army, Donnie Miller is going to join the program. Wait, this is an all-time Kentucky Derby story that you're going to hear coming up next.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
I have loved the Kentucky Derby coverage all week long right here on VSiN. Every which way that you can get the network here with our shows. All the guests have been on, the co-hosts that we've had the entire week, the podcasts that we've been pumping out, VSiN at the Track, the Kentucky Derby Guide available for $14.99, vsin.com/guide. I also just love just good gambling stories. This happens to be a terrific, one of the best Kentucky Derby stories I've ever heard. We were sharing this again yesterday on Twitter, and the man who gave it to us last year, Donnie Miller, joins the program now. He's on X at DMiller9500. In his bio, it says self-loathing Reds fan. He's also a proud member of the FTM Army. Joined us now on the Progressive guest line. Donnie, what's cracking, man? How are you?
I'm doing great. It's Friday. How you boys doing?
Doing really well. Doing really well. It's been 21 years now since the story happened, and your phone still rings off the hook every single year?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. We were just saying that this story is officially old enough to drink now. It doesn't get much easier or die down over the years for sure.
It doesn't die down.
Yeah.
All right. So take us through this then. Go back 21 years ago and share, I guess, what would be a major whiff on your part.
So I guess, what I should start with is I'm not a horse guy by any means. Kind of guy that would go to the track, a couple times a year, have some fun, mainly just, looking at names and numbers and just having some fun with it. But, obviously Cincinnati's not far from Louisville, about an hour and a half away. Actually been to the Derby a few times. And from there, got married. Actually, we went to the Derby a few times together. We got married, had kids. So obviously that ruled it out. So it kind of transitioned into more of a Derby party phase.
Mm-hmm.
So, and this is back in the days way before smartphones and gambling apps or anything along those lines. So, you physically had to go to the track to place your bets. And it's morning of 2005. I'm getting ready to walk down to get in the car and place some bets. I figure out maybe I should ask her if she wants me to bet anything for her. And she says, yeah. She says, bet the boys' birthdays, 10 and 18. And, literally the Derby is the only race each year where you're going to find an 18 horse. So you get one shot at betting your kids' birthdays.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, I write it down, get down to the track, start placing my bets, get to hers. And I'm looking at the program and I look at the numbers. I look at the names. I see the 10. It's Jacquemot. I'm like, Jacquemot? What is that, French? I'm not betting this horse. 50 to 1 too. Then I see the 18 closing argument, 70-1. Nah, that's a hard pass too. Don't think twice about it. Get the bets in, come back home, get the kids packed up, go to the Derby party and watch the race, see what comes across. I know what I have. I have no part of this race. She's going nuts on the other side of the room. We won. The 10-18, the 10-18. And I'm like, oh my God. And then I'm waiting for the numbers to flash. And I'm like, God, please don't be a big payday. Please don't be a big payday. Well, that $2 bet only returned a little over $9,800, which is still the Derby record, the highest Derby payout for an exacta to this day.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
And so, how was the rest of the party then? How did you break the news to her?
I just said, "I'm sorry, I didn't play those horses. I looked at them and passed." And it didn't go over well. Kind of felt like the biggest jackass in the world standing there. And to be honest, it was tough to go back to the track for a while after that. To quote the great Mike McDermott, just walking back in there made me feel queasy.
Yes.
And I felt like Buckner walking back into Shea.
Yes. It's great.
Was everybody at the party instantly like on you? Like, dude, how did you possibly do that?
Oh, 100%. Yeah. 100%. Yeah. It's, everybody's reminding me of the numbers and how much money you could have won. And it was only a $2 bet. It was just $2. Why didn't you place one more bet?
Yeah.
And I don't even remember what I lost that day. I probably lost $100 on whatever horses I had to begin with. So yeah, what was another $2? So I think I said in my message here, my tweet that, you get a little older, you start thinking of other people and, how you can help and give back a little. So I guess my message was, if I can do this and help some young kid that thinks he knows it all by learning from my mistake, then that's what I'm here for.
Yeah. It's a little similar, I think, to not hitting max bet on a machine as well. So what? Yeah. So do you still get reminders? Did the 21 years, will they start coming in tonight? Hey, Donnie, how about that 10-18?
Absolutely. It'll start rolling in here tonight, text messages, which is a little easier because it used to be phone calls before. But they'll start rolling in this evening and then carrying all the way into tomorrow. And and I'll tell you, the number one fan of reminding me was my dad. He passed away about 3 years ago. But yeah, he was the number one. He was the number one guy that would always call and make sure that I was betting that 10-18. And actually, I'll tell you, so I have betted every year since. And in 2015, it actually hit again. And I was on it. And I won a whole $36 on American Pharaoh and Firing Line. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Are you still married to her?
No. We've been divorced for about 15 years now. So. And I asked her to come on, and she was willing to come on and tell her side of the story. But it didn't work out. So maybe next year I'll have her come on, and you guys can question her for her side of the story.
Did that kind of get the divorce starting, the wheels on that rolling there, or no?
It didn't help. That's for sure.
Yes.
So
you are still good friends with her to this day?
Yeah, we are. We're very good friends. She's remarried, and I'm friends with her new husband, and yeah, we could write. I was just telling you guys, we could write a book on co-parenting. So yeah, it's all good.
All right,
we're a little $10,000 light, and she reminds the boys every year too.
She has
to bet that I didn't place.
Oh
yeah,
100%. She has to. That's incredible. The story that
you gotta wear it. I mean,
oh yeah, you will live with this for the rest of your life.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'll probably put it on my headstone when I die. That the guy that didn't bet the 10-18.
The largest exact in history.
That was 10,000, but the year he did it paid $36. So good for him. So are you $36 now? You bet it every year since. I'm trying to do the math.
We're still not even.
Oh, you're almost even then.
Yeah.
Okay, so not bad overall. You live in Cincinnati. How would you power rate Skyline Chili?
Oh, it's a solid 9, definitely a 9. And if you've never been to Cincinnati, you probably don't know the whole chili history, but Cincinnati chili is like it's its own thing, and it started out before Skyline. There was a lot of neighborhood chili parlors, and there's still probably, I don't know, 4 or 5 of them still around. So there's like Price Hill Chili, Camp Washington Chili, like different neighborhoods of Cincinnati that have their own chili parlors. So Skyline kind of became the big corporate one, but yeah, a lot of the small independent ones are actually better.
Wow!
But Skyline's like it's like the Kleenex or the Xerox name of the chili.
Peter King raves about it.
Yeah.
Loved it. He's covered the Reds.
We've had other guests before, too. Former Bengals players, I think, who said,
right.
oh, absolutely.
That's right.
Again, you can follow Donnie on X at DMiller9500. Amazing story, man. 21, old enough to drink now, but you got to tell it every single year, I think. Thanks, pal, and good luck at the Derby tomorrow.
Oh, absolutely. Good luck to you guys as well.
Thanks, Donnie.
Bet your kids' birthdays if they're out there.
That's
right.
That's right. Always have to.
Join us on the Progressive Guest line.
That, old addresses, whatever. You know, when we had that guest on from DraftKings, he used to work for IGT, and IGT has all those fancy Progressives and Mega Bucks and all those machines, Wheel of Fortune, whatever. And he would tell the story where it had happened more than 10 times, where the person thought they won the monster jackpot, but they didn't hit max bet.
Yep.
And he had to break the news that, hey, okay, you won 10 grand, but it could have been 14 million.
Oh, and he just said,
And
like, the people, as you can imagine, their reaction, they're like, they want to throw a brick at his face.
Yep. And that also resulted in some divorces, too, as he told the story. But I was, I used to work with a guy. He was right at the casino when it happened. And the lady was beating her husband with her purse. The guy only hit 2 credits on the Mega Bucks. And the guy walked up to him, and Ballpark was his name. Great guy. But he walked up and he started talking trash to the guy, kind of like, hey, your ship came in, buddy, but your flight came in, but you weren't on it.
Yeah.
But it's like, oh, my God.
Yeah, how'd you screw that one up, pal?
I mean, the guy feels bad enough. He's getting beat over the head by a purse, and then you come in with the old 1-2. But that's the only advice I can give. Always hit max bet.
Yeah. You're not kidding. That'd be the worst feeling ever. To hit a gigantic jackpot and you're like, oops, sorry, I didn't put the whole thing in there.
It's not like he'd worked for 30 years for the company. He said it's happened over 10 times in his tenure with the company.
We'll give you our best bets in pocket plays coming up next year on VSiN.
Craving the coffee flavor you love, but without the caffeine? Kachava's got you covered with their newest coffee flavor. This all-in-one nutrition shake delivers bold, authentic flavor, crafted from premium decaffeinated Brazilian beans. With 25 grams of protein, 6 grams of fiber, greens, and so much more. Treat yourself to the flavor and nutrition your body craves. Go to Kachava.com and use code FITNESS. New customers get 15% off their first order. That's KACHAVA.com, code FITNESS.
We have the tech to get food delivered in 15 minutes, but we all have horror stories about buying tickets. The Game Time app gives fans the advantage. Get amazing tickets in just a few taps. Fees are included, so what you see is what you pay. And the Game Time guarantee means authentic tickets at the best price every time. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets to concerts, sports, comedy, and more with Game Time. Download the Game Time app and create an account for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply.
He knows the quarterback was on coke if his girlfriend was knocked up.
These games are a burial, a blowout, a human lock. You can bet your children's unborn children on these games.
I was so good that whenever I bet, I could change the odds for every bookmaker in the country.
The off-season's going to be incredible. I mean, it's going to be wild to watch in Denver. Numerous people, as I said, embarrassing. I like what Chad Andrus said, our friend in Denver, that it's the same thing. Minnesota's just going to punch you in the mouth, and they're going to shut down Murray, and you're not going to put Gobert's going to do an excellent job on Joker. What's your counterpunch? What are you going to do? And the Nuggets every year could never figure it out, and it certainly didn't help. They didn't have Gordon, but boy, was Murray bad. And what McDaniels did to Murray, I think he shot 30-some% in the series, and he averaged 21 shots a game. He was 4 of 17 last night.
Yeah.
Minus 20 in the game, something like that. So down 3-1, I said, well, I'm going to hate myself if this hits, FOMO. And also, I still think they have an excellent chance to come back and win the series when you saw they were laying 11 points in Game 5, and they were laying 6.5 yesterday, and then DeSumu's out. And they lose. So series price and to win the West, no good. Reed Shepherd leads in threes. See what happens tonight.
Go get him tonight.
Sengun, I believe, leads in rebounds. See what happens tonight. Mitchell leads in threes. See if the Cavs close them out tonight. Man City to win the Prem. Tottenham to stay up. Not to be relegated. All comes down to tonight. Bruins plus a game and a half. Bruins to win the series. Much bigger price now, down 3-2. And can they extend it to a Game 7? MK Dons tomorrow, League 2. If they win the league. Magic to win the East, 35-1. The East is a hound's breakfast now. Oh, Philly wins tomorrow. Tampa to win the series. Utah to win the series. Toronto plus 4.5. Magic plus 3.5. Rockets money line. And the new plays. This is soccer tomorrow, the final day of the regular season for the lower leagues. Let's start with the Championship League. A parlay, Millwall and Ipswich Town. Ipswich wins, they're promoted. Millwall also trying to make the playoffs, big favorite. I'm with Meatman on this, Derby County. Also trying to make the playoffs. They could use a Wrexham loss in addition to a win. And he recommends 4-1 to make the playoffs, which is out there right now at DraftKings and other books. Lower league, Stevenage against Wigan. All this is must-win playoff scenario, win and in stuff. Cambridge United against Crewe, League 2. And came back today with Cavs money line because Ingram is out and Barnes got hurt in the second half of the last game and was ineffective and only had 3 points. So now that's why you're seeing Cleveland back up to 4.5 after it came down. It's right there for the Cavs right now to get it done, which I like what Matt Moore said earlier, that even though Ingram wasn't playing well, you still have to account for him and defend him and put bodies on him. So easier said than done, though, but the Cavs should win this game. There you go.
Good luck, Paulie. All right, last night, Conley did go over 5.5 points.
The old man.
That was a winner. Kevin Gossman stayed under 5.5 Ks. I think he had 2. Can keep an eye on that.
Yeah,
like tonight, for example. Twins again at home. That's 10 straight, I believe, for starting pitchers, opposing pitchers, under at Target Field. Knicks got there, money line minus 150. That's the easiest bet ever. I mean, I wish every game would go like that you bet.
That didn't make any sense.
I can't wrap my head around that.
What am I missing here?
Yeah.
Why is this so... They just eviscerated them. The last 2 games, they made the adjustments.
Right.
It's a horrible matchup. And then along with the Cat, 3.5 assists. He had 4 right away. Since they play him at point center. And
I think it was in the first quarter that he had 4, right?
Yeah. Like 6 minutes into the game, he had 4.
You allowed another team to go on, what was it, a 60-plus-19 run? It was 39-4 at one point.
Hold on.
39-4 in the NBA.
I can't believe it. You'll never see it again. It was a 65-10 run. It was 62-19 early second quarter. It was 83-36 at the half. It was 58.5 at one point in play. At home.
New York scored 100 points before Atlanta had 50. No, come on. That's impossible.
I know.
And Oilers Ducks over first period.
All 6.
Winner. Yep.
All 6 times.
Cat did not have the most points in that series. Pending, Keita, had another good game last night, but so did Tatum, so that's going to be a loser.
How concerned are you about him moving forward?
About?
Well, he had 4 shots. Is he still going to embrace this role where point center, distribute, facilitate?
Well, I think it's going to, based on who they're going to get. I think maybe this is the new, we're seeing a Knicks team morph into something different here, potentially.
Well, they got Bridges going, too. That was
right. Bruins to win the series, need this game tonight, plus 135. Other pending, Yannick Sinner, plus 150 to win the French. The PSG team total over 1.5 next Tuesday, Champions League against Bayern Munich. That's minus 109. And the teams that I went to war with for the most wins in May, Rangers, Guardians, each half a unit. Yankees, plus 1075 as well. New stuff that we have coming up tonight. I'm doing it. Pizza money on this. 0 goals scored in every game. It pays 114 to 1. First period, every game correct score 0-0. This could be a loser in the next 15 minutes. Or we could maybe have a good sweat going into the night game. Royals, Mariners, first 5 under 3.5. That's even money. It's Wu against Reagans. Mariners are awful against lefties, and Wu is much better at home than he is on the road. A Yordan Alvarez, Matt Vasgersian special tonight. He is awesome at Fenway. New pitcher going tonight for the Red Sox. Alvarez has been on fire. Best player in baseball to this point. I got minus 104 on total bases.
Yep. Kurtz has walked 19 games in a row, too.
Yep.
I'll play that prop.
And I think I had a couple of other bets as well. It's okay. Luke, if you...
Wedgwood's down to 15 to 1, Conn Smythe.
That's right. I know one is I got the Wolves plus 14 in game 1.
Yeah.
That was absolutely worth a bet, and I'll get it. I'll dig it up somewhere. I know that there's another one here coming that I have.
So they're telling us that this version of Minnesota, Portland's still better than them. Because the series price opened 3,000 and they're laying 14.
How does that make sense?
They are junkyard dogs, man.
Yep.
I mean, they talk trash, tell you they're going to beat you. You can't defend us, and they still beat you with 3 guys out and only 8 guys healthy.
Yep.
You got a group chat full of hot takes. Cut was built for you. Cut's a social betting platform that let you bet directly against your friends and other users on anything: sports, politics, pop culture, even personal bets. Every bet pre-funded. No more chasing someone down when they lose. No excuses, just results. And unlike traditional betting apps, Cut gives you cash back on every single bet you make, even against your friends. You can get a 20% deposit bonus on your first deposit when you use promo code VSiN. Head to cut.com, KUTT.com, or download in the App Store or use promo code VSiN. Cut.com, KUTT. How many games 7 Sunday?
Oh, I know. It's Jakob Portal tonight. Over rebounds, 5.5. Okay. I laid minus 5 cents. Go ahead, sorry.
How many games 7 Sunday?
Give me all of them. You want to do just an emotional hedge and do like a round robin and none of them to get there? So we have no game 7s?
I can't imagine.
That's fun poison right there.
Oh, man.
Do you know how good Sunday is if we get all of them?
I think that'd be a record.
It has to be. In one day?
Yes. So you're right about this time of year is phenomenal as well. Rockets win. Cavs win. I don't think the Pistons can do it. Boston wins. Utah wins. Tampa forces a game 7.
Yeah, I think that's that last one I think comes through probably.
Oh, no, could be completely wrong. Who knows?
Well, I want game 7 Lakers-Rockets for sure.
Oh, I can't imagine. Oh, what the social media is going to be like in the hot take people if LeBron.
You know what?
They blow an 3-0 lead.
I got a prediction. It's not going to be that bad.
Well, it shouldn't be.
It won't be that bad because let's be honest, this version of the Lakers, they're not that good.
They were huge underdogs.
Of course they were.
I know, yeah. Sweep was 80 to 1 at FanDuel.
I hope
they had it.
Yeah. I hope to God it doesn't even get that much attention, but the world that we live in, you're probably right.
Well, it's never happened, and it's LeBron James and the Lakers. So,
but it's mute and turn something else on if that's all you're going to get. Because honestly, he should get credit for getting out to a 3-0 lead against that team.
All right. Have yourself a weekend.
Yeah.
Good luck with the Derby. Back Monday. I'll see you Wednesday. Dustin in Monday, Tuesday. Good luck, everyone.
Back at you, Paulie. Great job by everybody behind the glass this week as well.
Craving the coffee flavor you love, but without the caffeine? Kachava's got you covered with their newest coffee flavor. This all-in-one nutrition shake delivers bold, authentic flavor, crafted from premium decaffeinated Brazilian beans. Quality nutrition shouldn't be complicated. Just 2 scoops of Kachava's all-in-one nutrition shake, and you've got 25 grams of protein, 6 grams of fiber, greens, and so much more. Whether you're craving that coffee taste to kickstart your morning ritual, or as a nutrient-packed reward to round out your afternoon, Kachava keeps you fueled and satisfied wherever your day takes you. Plus, it actually tastes delicious. No fillers, no nonsense. Just the good stuff your body craves. And for the times you feel like switching it up, you've got 7 flavors to choose from, all with the highest quality ingredients. Treat yourself to the flavor and nutrition your body craves. Go to Kachava.com and use code FITNESS. New customers get 15% off their first order. That's KACHAVA.com, code FITNESS.
We have the tech to get food delivered in 15 minutes, but we all have horror stories about buying tickets. The Game Time app gives fans the advantage. Get amazing tickets in just a few taps. Fees are included, so what you see is what you pay. And the Game Time guarantee means authentic tickets at the best price every time. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets to concerts, sports, comedy, and more with Game Time. Download the Game Time app and create an account for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply.